part of Indiana are you from, beautiful? Hey, Stephanie from Austria down under. So I don't know about y'all, soulmates, but I'm in the mood. I can feel the shift in the energy. And I woke up with this song in my spirit this morning. And so it is. Can you feel it? Indianapolis. Okay. Well, thank you for joining. Stephanie, what time is it where you are? Is it Wednesday? You're in the future, right? Oh, I'm grateful to have you here. Who else do I have? Check in, soulmates. Good evening. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody on YouTube because last time I didn't see everybody. I'm so grateful to have you here, soulmate. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Okay, so you are in the future. It's 9 a.m. Well, good morning, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you guys for the hearts. How you feeling, soulmates? Like, seriously, I want to check in. I used to always do a temperature check at the beginning of my lives. So on a scale of 1 to 5, soulmates, tell me how you feeling. I need to know the vibe. I need to feel the energy because it was tense. But we have finally gotten through the eclipses. Amen. Yes. You feeling positive vibes? Yes, Michelle. I know. I woke up thinking the same thing, and I don't know if it's because Mars just moved into Scorpio and it's Libra season. Oh, this is just a really good, yeah, it's a good time because Virgo season was not playing with us. And then Scorpio season definitely is not going to be light because, well, we'll get into it later. But I'm grateful that you're feeling a positive vibe. All right, y'all. I was just in a Michael Jackson kind of mood. Oh, Stephanie, thank you for joining. You said my mom passed in July and I'm struggling to find my compass. Condolences to you, Stephanie. So much love and light to you. I know how that feels. I lost my mom when I was 16, over 20 some years ago, but you're in the beginning phases of grieving and just allow yourself time to grieve. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up. Celebrate your mom, celebrate her life, her legacy, wear her favorite scents, cook her favorite meals, just celebrate her. She's always with you. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't hit the microphone. But she's always with you, Queen. And write her. Ask her to come talk to you in your dreams. She will. I'm saying this as somebody who does this. Hey, April. Hey, soulmate. And Stephanie, if you need any more support, feel free to reach out. Because grief is one of those things that it will show up when it wants, how it wants, and there's nothing you can do about it, but just allow it to come up. Hi. Hi, girl. Hi, is it you? Thank you for joining me on YouTube. I appreciate you for joining. But go ahead and get started, soulmates. I always love to check in with everybody to see who's here. Oh, thank you. I'm still in that in between phase because technically it's autumn, it's fall here, but I'm feeling summery. And happy fall equinox, soulmates. I forgot to tell you. Happy fall equinox. See, it's so many reasons why the energy is different today. And I love it because last week was not. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So that is why we're here. Uh-oh, dropped my earring. That is why we're here today, soulmates, because I need us to decompress, to unwind, and to talk about what's next. Now that we've gotten to the craziness of last week. Yes, Michelle, it was super crazy. Hey, Suleiman. Hello, soulmates. Happy fall equinox. Thank you. So, yes, Michelle, it was a crazy week. So that's why I want us to have this live today. I want us to go ahead and just check in with each other. I want to create a sacred space for us because soulmates, when I create my lives, we're not just here, we are vibing. I'm creating a container for us, a container for transformation. Everything that we're going to do here today is coming from my body of work of healing out loud, where silence becomes voice, wounds become wisdom, and truth becomes leadership. So let's take a deep breath, soulmates. Let's just inhale, hold, exhale. And let us inhale balance and exhale what drains us. Inhale truth, exhale pretending. Let us inhale alignment and exhale distraction. Yes, the true. I am from the USA. I am residing in Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Just let yourself arrive in this moment, soulmates. I want us to just check in, to be completely present, and let's just feel each other's energy. Even though we're probably all on a device, there's still a lot of energy that we're transmitting in this space right now. Hi, Stephen from Santa Cruz. Thank you for joining. And I just want us to, again, be present, be grateful. If you went to work today, you made it home, or if you're getting ready to go to work, you have a beautiful day ahead of you. So, like Michelle and I were saying, the eclipse on Sunday, soulmates. Ooh, that Virgo eclipse, yeah, on Sunday was pretty palpable. Even prior to starting with the eclipse on the 7th in Pisces. Remember, I told you, soulmates, I was getting ready to crack open some things. I remember telling my friend, I said, we're about to be very emotional. Things are about to get really tense. We're in between eclipses and something has to be released, something has to change, something has to shift, but it's going to be okay because we will get through this. This too shall pass. But see, that Virgo energy was very much about precision. So it was asking us to put everything under the microscope. It was time for us to just be completely honest, soulmates. And I've been saying we can't keep outrunning ourselves. We have to face the things that we have to change. We have to look ourselves in the mirror. So this eclipse absolutely put us under the microscope. It was time for us to examine our habits, our routines, the people around us, even our money, the way we spend, the way we receive money. It was asking us the very necessary but challenging question: is this still working? Or am I just trying to keep this alive because it looks good on the outside? And that's probably why you felt so much intensity around it, because sometimes the truth hurts. Most times the truth hurts. But now that we've gotten past that and we are still in the energy of it, so things will still probably unfold. And realistically, the energy of an eclipse can last up to 6 months, but the drastic shifts happen right during the eclipse, and then things will start to balance themselves out. And thankfully, we are in Libra season. So we're being asked to balance things in our lives, anything that has tipped. Maybe you're over giving somewhere or receiving, over receiving, or maybe not even receiving enough. Or maybe you're trying to remain peaceful. You're trying to keep peace, bite your tongue, and not speak your truth. Where am I saying yes realistically when I know I want to say no? Are you just saying yes because you want to avoid the conflict? But what about your spirit? If your soul is saying, I don't want this, this is not making me happy, you can't ignore it. We can't ignore our intuition. You can't ignore the feeling. And so now we're in Libra season. This imbalance is not here to break us. It's not, none of this energy is here to break us. Unless, of course, you're stubborn and it's hard for you to accept change. And if you're a fixed sign like me, I'm a Scorpio and a Leo rising, so I got a lot of fixed energy. And change was not anything that was easy for me. I resisted change so much so that I almost ended my life because my life was changing so fast, so soon, that I didn't even see another way to live. But today, I accept change. My life has changed so much over the last 2 years. And now I just say, what's next, Spirit? Because it's God's time, not mine. So tonight, soulmates, I want us to just walk through this energy together as we're thinking about the balance, what we are about to even the scales on in our lives. Where are the imbalances? Where is it asking for your attention? And we're also going to explore how this eclipse season created endings and beginnings all at once because it was a new moon in Virgo as well as an eclipse in Virgo. So it was like the story ends. Now we get to change the page. New chapter, new story, new picture, and we will ground into a practice that restores us, restores harmony in our bodies and in our spirits. So get comfortable, soulmates, relax. If you want to journal, I invite you to journal. If you want to share in the comments, please do. Remember, I am creating a safe space. None of us are in a position to judge. And you're all behind the screen, so don't be afraid. Let me see who just checked in. Hey, Glass. Thank you. Thank you for accepting my vulnerability and honesty. Hi, Beth from Akron. Thank you for joining. Hi, Alyssa from Portland. Thank you. Well, I'm grateful that you're here for all my first timers that are joining me. Thank you. I am Keana Shatteen. For those that don't know, I'm sure you read the bio, the profile, but I am a spiritual leader, healer, lover of souls, here to speak my truth the way God designed me to do. I'm a suicide survivor, domestic violence survivor, a survivor of life, and I fight battles that people can't see. And I show the world that it's okay to say we are not alone in our struggles. I just want to say something. I'm about to get off track real quick because prior to this live, soulmates, I told you I was listening to Michael Jackson. I love MJ, hands down. He's my favorite. He gets my energy up when I'm having a bad day or if I'm going through some. Turn on Michael Jackson and I feel amazing. But I was listening to Man in the Mirror, and I was a little girl when the song came out. Though I was familiar with it, the lyrics did not hit me until just this moment. And it's like I had to be the change that I needed to see. I get to create a world where we get to heal out loud. Just like Michael said, the message couldn't get any clearer. When I was looking in the mirror, what do we need to do to reduce suicide, God? What do I need to do to help people see it's okay to be vulnerable and be honest? It's okay to say I'm struggling with some things and I can't make it make sense, but I just need you to hold space for me. Oh, I have to just do the thing. I have to create it. Like Michael Jackson said, you just have to do it. It starts with me. It starts with you, soulmates. So that's why we are here in this space. This is why I create this container of transformation. Because 6 years ago, if I had this, well, let's just say I wouldn't even be here had I not gone through that. So thank you. Thank you so much. I love it, Michelle. I love the love, the support, the energy that we share in this space. Hey, Vanessa. Hi, Kaden. Thank you all for joining on YouTube. So I want us to just go back for a moment and talk about these Virgo eclipse. So we had the eclipse on Sunday afternoon. And I told you, soulmates, eclipses are about endings, clearing, making space for something new, something better, something greater. So this Virgo eclipse, which was also ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of discernment, truth through detail, and the power of naming things for what they are. So you had to be honest, you had to speak your truth. So that's why many of us probably felt exposed. We were probably triggered. We were probably angry. It was like all the cracks in your foundations, in your relationships, in your routines, in your finances. They were just undeniable. It was like they were screaming at you, and it was nothing you could do except face it. You had to see the truth. That's what this eclipse brought us. And I'm gonna be honest, soulmates, I too had to go through the exact same thing. And as it was unfolding, I knew what was happening. And that's why I didn't resist. I allowed spirit to just let everything unfold as it should, because it's always going to work out in our greatest and best good. Hey, Tid Lady Nat. Hey, Sandy. I love that every time you try to type Keana, it says Jeans, because I know you meant to say Keana. Autocorrect. So, this Virgo eclipse definitely wanted us to see the things that had to change. And it wasn't trying to embarrass us, but it was really trying to get us to see what it is that still needed to be healed, to finally clear all the clutter so that you could finally breathe again, make space. And the day before, we had a new moon in Virgo, which represented a new chapter. So imagine you starting your new beginning just as one is ending. Now, to some people, that may have been extremely chaotic, and I wish that I could support them. But to those of us that understand how the energy is working and understanding that everything is happening for us, we don't resist this. We're not afraid of it. Even though in the chaos, it's scary, it's heavy. Because I had a moment on Friday where I just released so much emotion. I cried and I cried and I cried because I realized I have been holding on to a lot, because I just get up and I just keep going and I just keep saying my mission is to save lives. My mission is to save lives. And in the process of doing that, I almost lost my life. And when I say life, I mean my livelihood, because I had to lose a lot to get to this space. And I'm still not where I want to be at, but I know that the worst is behind me. Oh, yes, Sandy, I get very emotional. I'm a Cancer moon and a Scorpio sun. So, yes, I get emotional, but I cried. And then once it was over, I got showered and I headed out to the golf club where I bartended. So I was fine once I let the energy go. That's what that eclipse energy was bringing up for us. That's what it was manifesting. See, Virgo energy, that Virgo eclipse was pointing to what was draining you. It was scattered, or what was out of alignment. It was bringing it up so that you can say, I don't know if this is really working for me. And if it's not, what do I need to do? So let's reflect, soulmates. I know Lisa mentioned it was a crazy week, but how did your bodies feel during this shift last week or maybe even this week? What showed up for you? Were you carrying fatigue, stress, tension? How many of you may have gotten sick? And let's be honest, soulmates, how many of us realized that we had leaks in our finances? Maybe we're overspending, or like me, under earning, or maybe you're pouring resources where they never are being returned. Vanessa said fatigue. I understand, Vanessa. I get it. I felt fatigued as well, emotionally fatigued. I kept getting up, going to the gym, but emotionally I was drained. And actually, no, last Monday I woke up extremely fatigued. And the Sunday before the eclipse, I was extremely fatigued. Plus, the moon was in Cancer, so it was really heavy. Hi, Agnieszka. Thank you for joining. Wow, you got sick. Well, I do hope you feel better. I hope you, as well as Vanessa, get some rest. I hope that the fatigue is starting to alleviate out of your bodies. Oh, thank goodness. Good. I do, short lived and strange. See, that's the energy. See, we never even realize how this energy affects our bodies. Who was that just said, hello, twin? Dana says, I'm a Cancer moon, Scorpio rising. Oh, twin. Thank you, Dana. You get it. It ain't nothing but that water love. That's it. Thank you, Shaylin. Thank you for joining. So I'm glad that the energy was short lived for you, Agnieszka, because that's exactly what it was like. Because again, we also had a new moon, so it was just that quick. I told you guys the energy this year is shifting. Everything is going fast. Everything is fast. Just like your body had to purge, you woke up the next day ready for a new beginning. And how many of you realize that some of your relationships were starting to reveal some cracks? Maybe it revealed where you've been carrying more than your share. Or maybe you've been doing invisible labor, like holding the emotional weight or the mental weight, simply just to keep the peace and keep calm to avoid chaos. This eclipse pulled back the curtain. We could not hide. It was reminding us that we can't keep faking no more, soulmates. We can't keep pretending we're okay. I'm saying that as me because I realized that all year I was going through a lot, yet I never really asked anybody for help. And it didn't dawn on me until today that there were people that are willing to help and support me. I just never asked because I was so focused on trying to co create this vision with spirit that I never realized all the earth angels that spirit has blessed me with here in this lifetime that could help me. And it's not a pride thing, it was just a naivety thing. I received clarification instantly. Don't be surprised, Vanessa. Like I just told you, I got clarification today. This Virgo eclipse showed me I've been going through all of these struggles by myself because I haven't really asked for help. See, that's what this eclipse was for. It was an ending to strip away what was expired. And now, what we got today, what do we have? We have energy that is here to show us that because I let that go, now I'm ready for more. Now I'm ready to balance this out. And because it's the fall equinox, which is also the equal day and night, it's all aligning. The equinox is reminding us that true healing is balance, life, the duality, the light and the dark. It's a balance of give and receive, working and resting. And you don't have to be perfect. It's just about a rhythm, a balance, going with the flow. And I keep saying you don't have to be perfect because there's a part of me that kept saying this is just, it's not perfect, it's not ready. Is it good enough? That duality, the shadow self, the shadow parts of me kept trying to overwhelm the light. Because, see, I know, like I said, new levels, new devils. I know that the fear inside of me, that the devil within is going to always try to talk me out. But the God within, my light, says, no, you know what you're doing and just keep doing it. And Libra is a cardinal sign. So it's very much about initiating conversations, clarity, and most importantly, the right relationships. Libra too is ruled by Venus, which just happened to move into Virgo last week, which brings value, money, beauty, the quality of the bonds. That's what this energy is. That's what Venus represents. Vanessa says it's funny. I felt the need to ask for help and I don't. One step at a time, Vanessa. And sometimes I realize that it's easier to ask for help from people that are not directly related to you, like not necessarily family or close friends. So that's why I always offer my support to people because I'm non biased. I don't know you, but you know everything about me, but that's okay because I share my light and my dark with my soulmate. So as you can see, I'm true, I'm genuine, I'm truly here to help us heal and to align with what God has promised us. And to the average person, that seems so strange because who would do that in this world, right? In this day and age, we just don't have good people like that in the world, do we? Absolutely, we do. Like, how can we pretend not to see when people are in need? And I know that people need more emotional and spiritual connection and support. And if I try to ignore it, then you know what? That is me ignoring the God within. We can't, I just can't. I can't pretend not to see the need because I can feel it. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yes, Solomon, carrying that load has been a burden. Oh, Solomon, you got some support. I'm so happy for you. I know that's right. It has been a blessing. And you deserve that because I know you've been dealing with a lot too with your mom. I know you've been going through a lot this year, and now you finally get some balance. And I'm grateful that you have that support because you do. You have to check in with you first. Otherwise, you can't give to your mom in the best way that you can. So, congrats. So, like I was saying, soulmates, we're in Libra season. Libra season just started yesterday. Libra season. I enjoy Libra season because, like I said, it's about balance. People's energy is usually pretty even keel. So, it's a balance of masculine and feminine energy. People are trying to be more harmonious, trying to be more fair. So, notice I said at the beginning of the live, I woke up with can you feel it in my head because I could feel that the energy shifted. And even Lisa said that the energy was different. Absolutely, it just feels so much better because everything has a season. Everything has a season. So right now, this season, what we're going to see are a lot of relational recalibrations. Maybe you're going to start to renegotiate roles and expectations. Maybe the emotional labor in your relationships or your partnerships. We're going to get clear on our values, soulmates. Value clarity is key. I just released a clip earlier today about our values. We have to understand what our values are as people, as individuals, or we'll fall for anything. So when you know who you are, what your values are, you can advocate for your work. So you don't have to carry unnecessary labor because you know what your values are and you know what you will and will not accept. And beauty as medicine. Remember, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of beauty, love, abundance. So maybe you are inspired to go outside more. Maybe you want to go to the museum, go to a show, go watch live music. I love live music. Different ways to utilize beauty because beauty is not just physical beauty, art is beauty, nature is beauty, music is beauty. Whatever your definition of beauty is, utilize that as your medicine because this would allow you to steady your balance in your body so you're not overworking. And interdependence, support with boundaries, and love without erasure, meaning we don't fight for love, meaning I can set a boundary with my person or my partner or my friend or my family member with love because that's the most loving thing I can do is set a boundary for me as well as you. But of course, it is Libra season. So, yes, that's the light side of it. But of course, we have some shadow, the shadow parts of Libra season, trying to perfect your image, trying to per- build a relationship or build the foundation on something superficial instead of building it on true intimacy. Biting your tongue, swallowing your truth to appease somebody else. Be cognizant of that. Be mindful of that because in Libra season, again, the energy is pretty much even keel. But because it's Venus, we can get in the feels. We can tend to overgive, overshower, over appease. So we don't say anything and we just let people overstep. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of indecision, meaning you're being forced to make decisions out of fear instead of truth. Making a decision just to please somebody else, but really, it's not really what it is that you want. Be mindful if you hear what it is that I'm saying, soulmates, be mindful of the people pleasing. Be mindful of people pleasing at work, especially at home. Hey, Melinda, it's great to see you. But most importantly, make sure you're checking in with yourself. Make sure you check in with you first and listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right, listen to your body because when something doesn't feel right, my stomach communicates with me. Or I get a twitch on the side, or I get pain in my left shoulder. I had hip pain 2 days ago on my left hip. Listen to your bodies. Check in with yourself. So I want to ask you, soulmates, and again, put it in the chat, or if you're journaling, feel free to write it. But I want you to think about this. Where are you doing what looks good instead of what actually feels good? What feels good inside of your body, inside of your souls? What lights your heart up? What makes your heart smile? This is what makes me feel good. And when I'm not in the space to do it, I don't do it. My regular soulmates know that I have my periods where I do consistent lives and then I disappear and then I reemerge. Deaths and rebirths. True Scorpio. Agnieszka says I ache all the time. Listen, I'm starting to see that too. I'll be 42 next month and I do work out, but I'm starting to see that the recovery process isn't what it used to be in 42. But I'm grateful to be alive. Soulmates, where are you over giving and under receiving? Chris says, I ain't letting nothing slide and I ain't biting my tongue for nobody. I know that's right, King, and I don't blame you. Stephen says, I just believe in giving my best to everything. It keeps life exciting, Michelle. I feel the same way. Feel the same way, Stephen. I just want to just wake up and just support people. I don't want negative energy. I just want to stay in a high vibration because listen, I got to fight my own battles, my own shadows. So I don't want to have to deal with anybody else's shadows, any other chaos, any other energy that's going to bring me down. I'm more quiet and observe more. Vanessa, what is your sign? Who is that? Zip says, look, mine's Beyonce. You so cute. Oh, that's sweet. But Vanessa, I'm curious to know, you said you're quiet and observe more. Sometimes that's best. You are a Virgo. Got it. So this was your season. So that makes sense, Vanessa. You definitely experienced a lot because this was your season. Not to mention it was your new birth year. So absolutely it was a huge new beginning for you and also an ending. So going back to what you said, Steve, and just giving my best to everything, it just keeps life exciting. I just try to do good to people. Do good and more good comes back in return. And I've learned that I don't have barely any money, but I will still donate to the homeless man, the people that's fundraising. And I don't know if they're using the money for what they're saying they're using it for, but I'm giving it anyway because that's the least I can do. Because they, if it's true, they probably needed more than me. And then I know I'll get it back tenfold. It's the law of attraction. You give and you receive. You give love, you receive love. It's just that simple, right? It's a good way to be, Shailene. Absolutely. What would reciprocity look like for you, soulmates? How would that feel inside of your bodies this month? Because this season is about reciprocity. We're balancing that out. We're not going to continue to overgive or underreceive. And I have to be honest, I have to tell myself that because truthfully, I realize I've been undervaluing my services and what I offer and not charging. the right prices and not asking for what it is that I deserve. Because what I do is valuable. And there was a part of me that just did not see it fit to ask for what it is that I'm worth. Because I grew up in a culture and a society that says you can't, how dare you ask for or name a price or demand your worth, especially as a Black woman in America. But I know I'm way more valuable, more worthy than that. So therefore, yes, I will ask for it because that's me speaking my truth. And absolutely, everybody I work with get their money's worth, if not more, because I bring all of me. I didn't get here by chance. I got here through trial, tribulations, tears, deaths, births. I went through all of that I went through, soulmates, so that those that are suffering now don't have to go through it alone. So reciprocity for me looks like people paying me for the service that I support them, that I offer them, the donations that I receive on Insight Timer, the books that I sell, the invitations that I receive to speak, the people that I touch one on one. Just like you go to work every day, you're 9 to 5, I too deserve the same. That's what this season is showing me. So, where would reciprocity show up for you, soulmates? Because I know for me, in my body, that would feel extremely peaceful, freer, lighter. I know that's right. Thank you, Shaylin. You clapping. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate that. Because it's 2025 and we have to be honest. We can't continue to not say the things that need to be said. Because truth be told, hey Maisha, how are you? It's good to see you, beautiful. Because truth be told is we are all worthy of more, but we're afraid to speak up. Vanessa says, I'm volunteering drawing greeting cards for seniors. Vanessa, I love that. I love artists. I wish I could draw. I'm a wordsmith, but I love that. Create your cards. I know somebody else. She's a Libra. She creates greeting cards and she tries to downplay it like it's nothing, but that is a beautiful gift. Share your gift. And matter of fact, start charging for your greeting cards. Hallmark does. Why shouldn't Vanessa? That's what this season is asking for. Stephen says, you're wonderfully made by God and deserve the best of the best. Thank you, Stephen. And likewise, thank you. So that's what we are facing. That's what we're facing in Libra season. Oh, but did I also neglect to tell you guys that Mars is also in Scorpio? Hence why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling today. See, that's the fire beneath it all. So Mars is a co-ruling planet of Scorpio, and it just moved in Scorpio as of today. And as you all know, Mars is the planet of drive, action, power. I woke up this morning like charged, ready, eager. And it's not like Mars in Aries because Mars is a co-ruling planet of Aries as well. But in Scorpio, it's different because, as you know, Scorpio brings a different type of energy because, yes, it's a water sign, but some say Scorpio is really more like a fire sign, but we get really emotional. But we also have that energy and that fire inside of us that can come off in a nasty way if we don't know how to manage and navigate the emotions. So Mars right now in Scorpio is at home. It's focused, strategic, it's relentless. I woke up focused, man. I was ready. And because it's in Scorpio, we're getting to the root. You know, Scorpio, we don't play surface level, we get deep. Scorpio is about transformation in itself. It's all about deaths and rebirths. So when Mars is here, when it comes home to Scorpio, it gives you the courage to face the things that you've been avoiding, the things that you've been trying to bury. Plus, not to mention, you still have Pluto in Aquarius, which is the other co ruling planet of Scorpio. So, both of these energies right now are highlighting that we can't we can't fake it. Can't fake it. No more covering up. Chris said he's speaking his truth. Absolutely. Face it, soulmates. Face the things that you've been avoiding. Heal it to feel it. And then rebuild from truth. That's why this energy is so intense right now. We are in the last quarter, the last leg of 2025. And how are we going to end it? So if it feels intense right now in your bodies, in your connections, in your money, oh, that's not by accident. And it's not a coincidence. Spirit says, are you ready for a change? Do you want more? Because you know you're worthy of it. You deserve it. But are you in a position to receive it? And maybe during this time, because again, Scorpio, so you will be having some deep thoughts. And maybe you will have sudden awarenesses around the things that are just no longer in alignment with your life anymore. Or maybe there's this rising intolerance for the superficial and the fake, because your spirit can only handle what's real, what's authentic. I know I've been like that for the last year. I can't take anybody that can't be honest. Be real. Show me who you are, because I'm going to show you me, because I want to see you from the inside out. I want to know where you came from. What did you grow through? How did you become this version of you? And what does the future version of you look like? What's real? Can we fix this today so the future us, we're winning? Or do I need to change something today, right here, right now? 5 planets in the North Node of Scorpio. We don't do. Ooh, Paige. You have five. Ooh, you have a Scorpio stallion. Nice. I do too, actually. Stephanie says, I've been listening to you on my way to work and I have to leave now, but I wanted you to know you have really inspired me. Thank you, Stephanie. You have a good day at work, beautiful. Make sure you guys are following me too, soulmates. For those that have just joined, follow me on Inside Timer so you can be notified of my next lives. And like I told you guys, this is Scorpio. We're emotional. So, yes, we are going to have some emotional confrontations. Not necessarily chaos. This is not about chaos, but it's just your truth that's demanding space. And it could get emotional depending on the way it's delivered, depending on the circumstances. Because if you're burying your truth and you've been holding it in, bottling it up, well, this season is not allowing you to keep it in. So if you burst open, if it explodes, it may not come out right. So allow yourself to be honest about what it is that you're feeling. This is why the shadow work comes into place, because those shadows are going to resurface. Because one thing Scorpio energy is going to bring are your shadows. Anything that's subterranean, that's beneath, it has to come up. And you better believe that come October 22nd is Scorpio season. So you may as well get a head start now while Mars is there. Because right after Libra season is Scorpio season. So let's just go ahead and just start doing the work now. Start facing the pieces of you, the pieces of your past that you've been trying to hide and run from. Because now is the time to see them, to face them, address them. Remember, this is Mars. So Mars does not want you to be soft. Mars is fire. It wants you to speak your truth. It wants you to get straight to the point. It wants you to cut out the fake, the shallow, anything that's draining you, anything that you can't tolerate. It has to be removed. Maybe your bodies realize it can't hold it anymore. We're getting sick. We're having aches. Your body is trying to tell you something. It's just trying to show you that something internally, spiritually, deep inside your soul is needing to be released. There is something that requires more clarity. This is the season to heal out loud. Absolutely, Solomon. It most definitely is. Maji says, my moon is Scorpio. Nice. Deep, deep Scorpio, my Scorpio twins. So, what patterns are you ready to release, soulmates? If you can be honest, and maybe you don't know today, but be honest with yourself. Because the more honest you are with yourself, is the more of a shift you'll receive, the more clarity you'll get. So, be honest about it. What am I tolerating that's draining me? What do I know I need to release? And I'm not talking about on a surface level. I'm not just saying I need to release all of these old papers or these clothes or these shoes. Yes, declutter. But no, you have to release something on a deeper level within you. I mean, a true release, deeply rooted. Maybe it's a fear or a scarcity mindset or pain from past heartbreak or trauma from a past relationship or a job. Or maybe you realizing that the job you're in is just not the job that you want anymore. What's at the root that needs to be addressed? See, soulmates, Virgo showed us where the leaks were. Libra's revealing the imbalances, and Mars and Scorpio is demanding sovereignty. And according to those who claim to have power in this world, see, they think money is part of power. That's not true. That is not true. We all have power. We had power the moment we were brought into this world. And nobody's piece of paper has more power or less power than anybody else's. And in fact, I'm more powerful because I can speak my truth and be honest about things that people never even want to admit to themselves. So, how powerful am I? How powerful are you, soulmates? You showing up on this live today shows how powerful you are because you're the leader of your lives. You're making the choice to say, I want to be better and I want to grow. I want to learn how to heal. I do want to heal. You're showing up here because you realize that you have the power to make a change in your life. And if the finances are out of balance, you have the power to change that too. Taking a leap of faith. See, Vanessa, you just have to take the leap. God will catch you, but you got to take the leap. It doesn't work the other way around because God doesn't have to prove anything. We have to show God. We have to show universe. We have to show spirit that we're ready, that we're worthy. Because we already promised love and abundance, but are we in a position? And I have to be honest, there were days where I wasn't in a position because I used to spend money and resources like it didn't matter, not realizing that I was going to come to a point where I wish I had saved up more versus just spending frivolously on things that I don't even want anymore. But I know this time when I receive my prosperity and abundance, oh, Spirit knows I am investing into these people and creating Healing Out Loud parks. And I'm going to invest in emotional intelligence programs and curriculums for children because this is the only way we are going to change this world and make it a safer place for us to heal out loud, to be more emotionally aware, emotionally in tune with one another. We have to bring back the connection because I guarantee you there are tons of people, millions of people in this world right now that are struggling, sitting somewhere isolated and alone and afraid, trying to figure out what to do next. And if only they had a space to come to, if only they had a safe space for them to share and release and show them that there is another way. And spirit definitely will reveal it. Yes, absolutely. Vanessa says you're right. I have in the past. Now it is moving through the unknown. The unknown is extremely scary. And I understand that, Vanessa. Fear of the unknown is why I had the attempt. I couldn't see a life outside of what I thought was my life. So the fear of what my life was going to be like after my marriage ended scared me. So I know how scary that can be. But I also know what happens when you get through it and what's on the other side. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. false evidence appearing real because it's not. The monsters under the bed, the boogeyman in the closet, that's fear. And that's exactly what it is that the devil inside, the shadow self, that's the fear. That's where the boogeyman is coming from. See, there's nothing to fear. You have a light, you have a voice, you have a heart, you have a mind. God created you for a purpose. So do the thing and don't fear anything because God has you divinely protected and guided. Yes, Michelle, this platform has changed my mindset. I discovered, oh, wow. Oh my gosh, today, 2 years ago. 2 years. Oh, wow. 2 years ago. I just realized what today was. Um, so I'll tell that story later. But it'll be 2 years for me being on Inside Timer. Um, and all the things that led up to me coming to Inside Timer was because I had to go through a very, very hurtful moment of healing. I had to grieve a relationship that I was in that really devastated me because it came out of nowhere and it triggered the abandonment wound in me from when I lost my mother and my father. And it was the path of healing that led me to Insight Timer. And it just dawned on me that that was 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I couldn't understand. I couldn't think past the pain and the hurt and the heartache and the unanswered questions. And today, I know now why it happened for me. That's powerful. You have to go through pain to get to the peace on the other side. It's the other side for me. And we don't know when the other side will reveal itself. We don't know what's on the other side, but you know it can't be any worse than this. Like I said, I've been through the worst. If I shared with you soulmates the things I went through between September and April of this year, you guys would be like, wow. But like I said, I battle things that people don't even know. And it will reveal itself in all due time. But right now, Scorpio energy wants us to be sovereign. Stand in your truth. Realize your worth. Thank you, Maji, for the donation. Be honest about your financial situations. If your finances are out of balance, if there's something that is leaking, ask yourself. Mars and Scorpio is very much so going to make you make an adjustment. Where am I overextending financially in ways that just are not returning any nourishment to me? Ask yourself, soulmates, what are we really investing our money into? What are we spending our finances on? And I'm not saying this in a place of judgment. I'm saying this as a place of curiosity because I know my financial situation. I had very bad financial habits in my past. And in a process of trying to rebuild from losing everything at the beginning of last year and this year. So I know what the leaks were, but some of us consciously choose to have leaks simply because there's an imbalance within us. How many of us just shop just to feel good or we eat just to feel good? Because that was me. I was notorious for retail therapy. Buying things on top of things on top of things. Things weren't even open. Didn't even realize I had them. But it was because I was trying to outrun myself and I thought the things would make me feel good. And don't get me wrong, I got an Amazon wish list in the cart, but I know I'm not buying those things unless I really need them. Oh, you're welcome. Logan says, I missed it. Someone I love once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to realize this too was a gift, for seeds only grow in the darkness, and they need it before they can reach for the light. Wow, Logan, that's powerful. And thank you for sharing. Wow, you said a box of darkness. Mm, that's heavy. And that's exactly why this energy right now is saying we can't put up with that. We don't deserve to have to be carrying somebody else's darkness. And yes, there was a light at the end of that, but Logan, that wasn't your darkness to carry. Although you will receive the blessing in abundance as a result of doing it. But sometimes we got to know that certain people's darkness is not ours to carry. So if that's maybe somewhere where you're out of balance, soulmates, really sit with that and ask yourself, what are you carrying for somebody else emotionally or spiritually or financially or mentally? Stop feeding what starves you, soulmates. Stop leaking your energy. Stop leaking your money, your love, all your precious, valuable gifts into things that can't hold and sustain you. We have to build a foundation now. 2025 was all about the foundations building. I told you, anything that's not solid is crumbling. So we get the opportunity and the chance to rebuild a new foundation that sustains us of systems, relationships, practices that nourish our minds, our bodies, our spirits, and financial plans, things to help prepare for our futures. Mars and Scorpio will not relent, soulmates. It is going to scream, it's going to be loud. I told you it's relentless. That's the energy of Mars. So will you keep pouring into things that are starving you? Because that's what Mars is going to ask. And it's going to ask and it's going to slap you in the face with it until you answer it. Will you keep pouring into things that starve you, or will you finally build what frees you? Release that burden that's not yours. See, I speak about these things, soulmates, because, like I said, 6 years ago, when I was going through, and I only talk about the 6 years ago because that's when I had the attempt. But I've always struggled mentally and emotionally with my emotions. As a child, I couldn't understand what it was that I was experiencing. Why one minute I just felt like crying, some minutes I didn't want to be bothered. I just couldn't understand myself. And then when I had my attempt, they tried to label me as bipolar and I'm this and I'm that. And they threw a pill at me. And all the time, Spirit was saying, my child, if you don't just be still and turn within and see that you have everything you need, I've given it to you, turn to me. So it took me almost 40 years. Well, no, it took 40. I'm going to say I was about 40 when I finally had the biggest aha moment, like I said, 2 years ago. That's actually how I ended up having a spiritual awakening on my 40th birthday in Sedona. It was that helped me see the spiritual piece was missing from the path of healing, because the therapist couldn't give me that because they don't teach you that. And the psychiatrist definitely wasn't going to give me that because they only gave me a pill. And every month I'm saying nothing is working. I still feel the same. I still feel the same until I realized that I had to create a path of healing, which is why I created the heal method, because it doesn't just happen in one moment. And because there's layers and levels to healing, you're going to keep revisiting it because you're going to gain new wisdom, new lessons, new devils, and new levels. Because guess what? You're still evolving. And if you're not going through the human experience, then why are we here? Like, do you realize, soulmates, that all of us have a purpose and some of us don't even know yet what it is? And that hurts my soul because there are so many people that leave this world and leave this earth without ever being able to understand what was my purpose. But they get the chance to do it again because I do believe in souls coming back again because that's part of the karmic lesson, that's part of the karmic test. But this time I want to do it right in this lifetime so I can evolve to the next level. Chris says I overextended myself.